Hey, hey, hey. If Hallmark can have Christmas in July, then so can I. Also, did anyone else's parents allow them to open a present the day before Christmas and it was pajamas? I'm pretty sure 98% of my pajamas I got for Christmas. I'm wearing one of them right now, actually. Hold on for this video. It says, "All is merry and bright." Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? If you haven't seen Mariah Carey's Christmas special on Apple TV, was it Apple? Is it Apple TV Plus? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. What are you doing with your life? Talking about Christmas but looking very Valentine's Day. What is happening? It just happened, bro. it just happened, bro. What's up, everybody? My name is Shantoria. Welcome to the video, and I pray you all are doing well. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. I listen to Christmas music year round, and I wanted to talk about this not because I'm unhinged like Hallmark. Maybe I kind of am just a little bit. But I feel like the Christmas genre itself is quite fascinating to me because you don't really see much differentiation between any of the songs or music. Like, there's not much really happening there. You know, it's very much like formulaic in a way, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the traditional aspect of it. Of course, yes, I put air quotes traditional aspects of it because, you know, it's, let's just state the obvious, it's about Jesus Christ, him being born and coming to this world to die for our sins. It's also about the celebration of life, connection to Christ, celebration of life, and it's also a time where people feel most connected with each other. You know, family and friends and get together in time. Love literally is gushing from every corner, every part of you, and the love language of acts of service and gift giving is really hitting a dopamine high. And I know for many of you, it is your birthday. And my grandmother's birthday was on Christmas. And I remember one year she had said, "Why is everyone getting gifts on my birthday?" And she was so serious too. Oh man, I love her. I mean, she's gone now, but you know, it's joyous memories that I will cherish forever. Forever. I love her so much. So whether you are watching this during the holiday season or not, make my year by subscribing and checking out my other content here on my channel. And for the first part of this section, I will be reading from the article "What Makes Christmas Music So Christmassy" by Alex Palmer. They read about a forensic musologist named Joe Bennett from Berklee College of Music of Boston who analyzed the lyrics, tempo, vocals, and other musical elements of the top 78 Christmas songs on Spotify. Of course, nostalgia plays the biggest factor in all of this. Exuding positive and joyful memories really is what is capitalized on, and which is why 95% of the 78 songs on Spotify were in a major key, and they had little to no differentiation between the songs. So it's basically the same song being sung over and over again year after year. And really the key to the music is being as simple and broad as possible to appeal to multiple generations, making sure that the lyrics are easy to follow and catchy, because the holidays is all about togetherness and no one wants some deep, complex Christmas song. I mean, I would. Maybe I'm the minority in that situation, but I like a little something deeper. Bennett notes that the new classics typically borrow from 40s, 50s, and 60s music, and that makes sense because, you know, during that time, it is more jazz and blues influence, and in the 50s and 60s is rock and roll influenced, and Christmas music has that choral, grand, cathedral sound that stems from, Christmas hymns and carols, and And also gospel as well, because it's connected to the story of Christ back in the day. So it makes sense that it has that cathedral, ethereal sound that we also associate heavily with Disney. And if you're a Disney kid, that's like rocked in, that's your foundation in some music. Oh my gosh. The Tarzan soundtrack, fire. Okay, I'm off topic. Christmas carols and hymns have been sung for generations, centuries, and I would say is the basis for the Christmas genre, period. Though carols were sung thousands of years ago in England, they were not really dedicated for the Christmas season. They're actually meant to celebrate the winter solstice and were being sung year round for every season. It was just as time went on, it just became more connected with the holiday Christmas season. Bennett also found that 38% of the songs included sleigh bells, 35% used a broken triplet rhythm or swing rhythm, and often he found that the words used in these songs fit broadly into 8 key themes, including home, being in love, partying or partay, Santa, and snow. Honestly, if I were to say what words are used so often in songs, they're always including something about the snow. It's always cold. It's either snow, it's very cold, and then, they're singing about how their lover is away and they wish they were with them. And what else is used a lot? Oh, Santa, all I want kind of gifts, all I want is you. What else is used a lot? It's always underneath the tree. Something about maybe a mistletoe's probably in there, but I don't think it's used that often. Oh, fireplace. It's always by the fireplace. They're always by the... Did my arm just shake? I'm like my grandma. But they're also always by the fireplace, and maybe stockings or something. Maybe chestnuts are roasting. I've never had a chestnut. I don't even think I've ever seen a chestnut. Why am I saying chestnut? It's a very narrow window, and not to say I haven't included some of those. I'm not gonna act like I did it. I'm not above using those either. But maybe, I guess Santa is also included somewhere in there. Like, Santa, bring me my person back. What are you doing? Santa, bring me my person. And then, Rudolph and his sleigh mates. I can't with myself. I also linked this article down below if you are interested in reading more about it. I highly recommend that you do. It's actually quite fascinating. The festive genre began when Bing Crosby released a holiday-themed booklet through Decca Records titled Merry Christmas in 1942, containing 8 songs on 478 records. The first 12-inch LP vinyl was released with 4 songs on it, and Crosby's version of White Christmas sold 50 million copies, making it still the best-selling single of all time. Another cool fact about the song is that it was used as a signal to the Americans and Vietnamese allies that they were going to be immediately evacuated during the fall of the city of Saigon in April 1975. And since we're on the topic of war and battling and all that, it's actually noted in history that there was this event that happened called the Christmas Truce of 1914. And this is during World War I, when the British and Germany were battling each other. They were in no man's land, and it was Christmas Eve, and they had mutually agreed to just not kill each other during this time, I guess, for however long it lasted, maybe a day or two. And they just sang together, sang Christmas songs. They played soccer, help each other drag the dead bodies on both sides, helping a fellow man out. I really wish they had taught us this in school, because I don't know. It also just shows the power of the love and the unity that really is exuded from this holiday, and brings me into my next part of this section, which is talking about Miss Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You is the 11th biggest song of all time. It's also the first and only Christmas song to be certified diamond. I feel like that would be different if the older songs were able to be diamond certified, or certified of the next whatever places. What is it? different certifications if they were actually able to get certified. Because obviously, Bing Crosby's song White Christmas, 50 million copies, that's 5 times diamond. So he would have been certified so many times. But whatever. And All I Want for Christmas Is You is the first song in Billboard history to have led in 3 distinct runs on the ranking. And the success of once you release an album, just a regular album during the year, you know, it has this moment, and then maybe it'll last a little bit, and then people will stop talking about it, and maybe you'll have a peak here and there, but you know, it's not really consistent. But with the Christmas genre, you know, it is consistent. You know that you have more of a guaranteed source of income, especially if you haven't released anything in a while. You at least have this set of money, the set of royalties that you know will come in around this time. And I would say the success of this one song is what many dream of having, even hoping, praying to have at least more than one as time goes on. And just with All I Want for Christmas Is You alone, from 1994 to 2016, Mariah has earned an estimated $60 million according to Digital Music News, and between $600 to $1 million from royalties from her Christmas music each December, according to Celebrity Net Worth. And, you know, during the 90s, during the time when Mariah was making her album, you know, Christmas albums were considered legacy albums. You know, it was what the older artists did. It's like, you know, it's like when the artists have their greatest hits album and you're like, ooh, you know, it's like, oh, they reached their prime. And what I find cool, and I'm so happy for Mariah, is that All I Want for Christmas Is You went number 1 back in 2017 for the first time since 1994. And I think it was 2020 when she had her Apple TV special. And the soundtrack was great. I'm so happy she redid Oh Santa, because it sounds like, after listening to the new version with J-Lo, I can't with myself. After listening to the new version with Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande, I feel like it needed the different voices and that sound of blended. It just needed the different vocal tones and different part harmonies. And also, I'm so upset that the original version of this song does not have the Mariah doing the roll call in the beginning, like in the music video. I'm like, who thought this was tacky? It's the Christmas season. It's supposed to be corny. I'm looking for J-Hud. Oh, Santa. Where's Ari? Oh, Santa. Come on, girls. Oh, Santa. Like, I want that. I love that part. That's like my favorite part of the song. Are you kidding me? The roll call? I'm sorry. I just had to say it. I have to voice it. So maybe, like, this year she will, you know, help a sister out and have that as an option for me to listen to. Now, I don't know how much of this is true or not, but for some artists, releasing a Christmas album or a single may not be as profitable. And of course, many artists are the exception. They were able to update these older songs to their current time period whenever they made it, and were able to showcase their artistic abilities and add in 1 or 2 or however many more of their own original songs. And Elvis Presley actually has the biggest selling Christmas album here in the US, possibly of all time, selling 10 million copies. And I was so surprised that Elvis's Christmas album was his only diamond record, especially because, you know, how big Elvis was. But, you know, I don't know. I guess I hear so many people sing Blue Christmas nowadays. I guess it makes sense, but. And as much as I do love the older music, like the older Christmas songs, I do enjoy listening to them. It gets so tiring and so boring to hear the same songs on almost every artist's Christmas album. And you can make a fair point and say, well, you haven't heard their version. And that is true in the case of Whitney Houston singing I Will Always Love You, because I did not know that it was originally Dolly Parton's song. And Dolly's version is huge in the country world, and Whitney's is every world. Even some versions of older classics, some people have made great versions of those songs. And it doesn't mean the new person's version replaces the old one. The old one still gets played. It gets played on radio, even the new one. So there's just more, I guess, options of the same song. Maybe someone does change the tempo or the, time signature, and or even does a key change. Well, it's obviously going to be a key change because it's a different artist. But but maybe they switch it up just a wee bit just to make it interesting. But I'm pretty sure most of people probably don't even care about this. They're just going to put on the Christmas radio on Pandora, possibly even one on Apple Music or Spotify, one of their playlists, and then keep it pushing, okay? But I don't know about anyone else, but after a while of hearing the same song over and over again, you start to hit that skip button. You start skipping a lot and thumbs down. Not everybody's version is a good version, okay? Not sorry for saying that. Not everybody's version is good. But also not everybody, because I know there's so much holiday music. There's so much in different genres that just don't get played because of popularity. I mean, I heard a 80s, very 80s version of I think it was Jingle Bells. And I was kind of rocking with it, but it was very much such a time period that it was like, ooh, this is kind of dated. And I think that's the trick with holiday music, with Christmas music, period, is that you can't make it sound like this time period. You can't make it sound like this time period, or else you'll date yourself. But also, you can't make it too old sounding to the point where it doesn't appeal to the new, younger audience and still has that broad enough appeal. And so at least my mother's generation is now like becoming the new older generation. My mama is still young, but she'll soon be the new old generation, and my mama be rocking with some beats. So soon we'll have some more 90s influence Christmas music. We got some dun 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 dun. And really, because Christmas is just I'm dropping stuff. Maybe these different types of genres of the Christmas music are on different stations, like rock Christmas radio and dance Christmas radio. Maybe, I'm sure there is. Why can't they just all be on one radio? Just have a variation on one radio. And I feel like there's so much in this genre with these themes that it's not really talked about or touched upon too much or too often. And everyone loves to sing about romance and terrible breakups, and of course, the birth of Jesus Christ. That is the reason the holiday exists. And there's nothing wrong with that. Love is exuded in this holiday. God gave his only begotten son for the world to die for our sins because he loved us. So love is exuded throughout this holiday. It's about unity and caring for one another, and it makes sense to have a lot of songs dedicated to romance and love, romance and breakups and Jesus. We need that music. And I feel like it's an unspoken limit though. Like that's it. Just you sing about loving on somebody, they messed you up, and then you found Jesus. And so I just feel like it's an unspoken rule. And if I feel like if someone tries to highlight the sorrows surrounding the holiday, then it's not as profitable. They want to focus more on the commercial side of it and to sell you toys and more merchandise. And I am glad that at least an artist like Justin Bieber with his Christmas album Underneath the Mistletoe, that he included the song Pray and really noting that, hey, as much, as I love the whole lights and seeing these different light shows and having dinner with my family and everything, we have to recognize the blessings in that. And many people are homeless. Many people are living with severe illnesses, and many are have suffered with food scarcity, don't have access to clean drinking water, don't have family at all, don't have loved ones, couldn't afford to even do anything during the holiday. There's so much more to that also. And so it is a blessing. Even I have to also recognize at one point also in my younger years, there was a point in my life where my family didn't have a car. And it was, I think, what was I think it was like 12. Yeah, I was like 12 to 13. And that was very much humbling. It was a very much humbling experience. And I believe that singing about these realities, not just during the holiday season, not just during Christmas, but Thanksgiving as well, Mother's Day, Father's Day, possibly even Valentine's Day, even New Year's. A lot of people are, it's kind of a statistic during New Year's that many people are very reckless with drinking and driving or whatever form of activities, and end up losing their life during New Year's. And maybe even during different holidays also, it can be very hard during these times. And it doesn't have to be limited to Christmas. And though the music is directed for Christmas, the meaning doesn't have to be limited to Christmas. It doesn't have to be limited to the holiday, which is why also I listen to it year round. It just tears me up. And like I said, I lost my grandmother during 2020, and a lot of people lost a lot. A lot of people did a lot of self-reflection. And during that time, I had to really step into gear. And after really losing her, my views on things really shifted, and my relationship with Christ has gotten stronger. And I'm so thankful to have witnessed her dedication to being a woman of God. And I'm so thankful to have and like I said, her birthday's during Christmas. Her birthday is on Christmas. And it's a hard time. And though I do feel much sorrow, I am so thankful to have been able to say that I spent a little over 20 years of my life with her. And I'm thankful for the loved ones that I still do have, and I'm thankful to have met the people that I have met and have gotten to know. And so I feel this very deeply. I'm very passionate about Christmas. And, because the corporate woman leaving her career behind to live in a small town for like the 800th time to be with a man, it's just not doing it for me, Hallmark. It's not doing it for me at all. And so, it means a lot to me. And not Hallmark movies. I can't stand Hallmark movies. My mom loves those things. I can't stand them. It's so formulaic. I know that for me, that whenever the time I get to record my own music, period, and release it at all, I pray that, I release my Christmas album and put as much love and effort towards it as I would to any other project that I would release other time of the year. And I pray that you all will be able to hear it one day. Hopefully, I pray to Jesus. And to not end on a heavy note, you should go listen to Tori Kelly's Christmas album. It is so good. Her version of Joy to the World may be my favorite Christmas song so far. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey is actually on my inspirations playlist. Like I said, y'all, I really be listening to holiday music throughout the year. I love it so much. And so I would love for you guys to let me know in the comments down below what is your favorite Christmas album or Christmas song. You can more than one. I know that's hard to do. And I pray you all have a blessed rest of your day, an awesome rest of your week. And if you're watching this during Christmas time, during December, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You all stay safe, be responsible. Peace out.